Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm still working on my ring bound journal, and I thought that I would just come along and share some more page layouts really with you guys, and yeah, bring you along for the journey. So I'll just show you kind of the reverse of this. This was one of the pages that we made up in the original video where I, gave you some kind of ideas for page bases. And this is all I have done with this page. I don't think it really needs anything else. It looks absolutely gorgeous, just exactly how it is. And you've just got this flip out with a belly band there. So it just looks gorgeous, doesn't it? I mean, I've put some lace down the bottom. I really don't think it could be kind of improved on at all. I just love how it looks. So obviously going over to the other side of that page, what I've got here is, this is just a piece from my blue vintage kit. And what I thought that I could do is just have this like a pocket, and there's an envelope that comes with the kit as well. And I thought I could just tuck the envelope onto there as kind of a, a flap on the pocket. I may put this lady here in the kind of oval, I'm not sure. I think she does brighten up the page, otherwise it's looking a little bit too muted for my liking. Or of course she could go somewhere else around the page, I'm not really too sure. So I'm just going to ink the envelope up. I've not glued it down or anything, I've literally just cut it out so far. So I'll just ink it up so that it's not just a stark white piece there. And then obviously glue that onto that other piece, so like that. And then I'm just going to ink around this one, just very slightly. Doesn't really need too much because obviously it's it looks quite vintage anyway. And then I'm just going to glue my envelope together. Okay. So I hope everyone's having a good day, maybe doing some crafting. Are you doing a ring bound journal? Have you been spurred on to do a ring bound journal? Or perhaps you've done loads of ring bound journals, or perhaps you don't like ring bound journals. And perhaps I haven't convinced you. I think they're just super fun to, to use and work on, like I say, because you've got so much flexibility that even once they're complete, you still have endless possibilities to add to them and change them, which you don't really have that with any other type of journal. So yeah, for me, I think they're just one of my favorites purely because of that. I think it's really, really nice to have so many different options even after the journal's actually finished. Okay. So pop that down there like that. Okay. And I'm just going to open it out just in case that glue, seeps out here and sort of ruins it at all. I'll just ink up the envelope itself because we obviously just inked the inside of it. Okay. Yeah, I can't quite decide whether to have her there, but what I've also got, as part of this kit is it's got these banners, and I thought what we could do is just make a sort of cluster. So, from the banners, and maybe have them hung onto the page like that somehow. So there's a little butterfly which we could have up there. We might prefer it down here, not sure. Do we like her there, or would we like her maybe on the cluster? Let's tear her around a bit. She's quite big at the moment, so let's just tear her down. Oh, I don't know now. I mean, the problem is she's so gorgeous. I mean, isn't she just so lovely? And her beautiful dress and things, that, to be honest, it's kind of hard to decide where to have her, because she just is one of those that looks nice, everywhere you put her. I think she's probably better in that oval. Yeah, I think I'm kind of leaning towards the oval more, but let's just check. Yeah, I think we're going to have her like that. I'm just going to tear this kind of corner off. I mean, obviously I've not made her oval shaped or anything like that, but she at least now fits into the oval. Whereas otherwise she was kind of like hanging all over it. Just overhanging the oval completely, wasn't she? So she just looks a little bit better now. Like fitting in there better. Yeah, kind of prefer her really like that. Okay, and then for this, I think what we'll do is just kind of cluster it up with some lace and things. So let's just finish this piece off first. Okay. Oh, it's such a lovely day here again. I mean, it is chilly, but it's lovely and sunny. And, oh, I just love those crisp winter days. They're just gorgeous, aren't they? They make you feel so nice, you know. Okay. Nobody minds it being cold if it's sunny, do they? It's when it's, you know, cold and miserable and wet. No one likes that, do they? You know, when it's grey and horrible. That's just no fun for anyone. So, yeah, this is lovely how it is today. Just gorgeous. Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking about the banner up there and obviously her down here. Maybe have a ruffle or something going down the edge of the page. Just, yeah, just deciding. Oh, let me just have a look. Okay, I thought I had some slimmer sort of lace somewhere. I can't remember where I put it. So we could have some lace on there. Maybe the butterfly to that side. She looks lovely, doesn't she? Absolutely lovely. Okay, let's just pop that butterfly on. Okay, oops. Yeah, I haven't decided how I'm going to do the cover for this or anything. You know, that will come kind of last probably, but definitely loving the colours of this one so far. It just looks so, so pretty. Right, now do I want a little piece of lace up there, or do I want like a massive, great big monstrosity of lace there? I'm just having a look to see whether I've got any other lace. Because I've got some other ivory that's, you know, very wide like this, but is a... Oh, sorry, that was my teacup there. But it's more delicate, so let's just have a look at that. Because maybe... Oh, yeah, that's much better, isn't it? In fact, I'm now wondering whether we could have that more like a sort of... not like a neck curtain exactly, but that type of thing. Just up there, that looks quite pretty, doesn't it? Let's have a look and just see. Because, I mean, we want it to look really feminine and gorgeous and, yeah, just really super pretty. So, you know, something like that might be quite nice. I mean, obviously then, you know, I'm not going to be doing this cluster thing here. Now, do we like it gathered, or shall I just cut it? I've got more of this, so I'm going to just see what it's like without the gathered top. Because, you know, it might look better flat. Because, I mean, gathered, it does make it a lot of fabric up there, or a lot of lace up there, doesn't it? So, I mean, maybe that's better, because it was quite domineering, you know, being so gathered. Right, let's just chop this down for a minute. Maybe that's just a tad too much lace. What do you think? Honestly, I mean, I sometimes think, you know, you can never have too much lace, but I mean, obviously there always is a, you know, point where there is. Let me just pull in some more of that gathered lace so that I can just compare, you know, whether it's better gathered or not gathered. So let's just check. Right, let me just trim this down so it's like to the size. So if I cut it down here. Okay, whoops. Oh gosh, horrible job there of cutting that lace down. Oops. Let me just try this here. Oh, it's a bit weird, I think, being gathered. What do you think? Yeah, I think a bit strange. So, right, okay. So if we're having it flat, again, I'm just going to sort of cut that down a bit. Like that, and just trim off this edge as well. Okay, like that. Right, so yeah, I like that. Now, because we're not having it gathered, might just put sort of one or two things on here, because obviously it's a bit more visible through the lace. Whereas when it was gathered, obviously, I mean, you could barely see anything because there was so much lace draping all over it. But now it's obviously a bit more visible. It might be nice to have something on there. Plus you could always lift it up and, you know, see what's under there, which, you know, that might be quite nice, mightn't it? So let's have a look and see. I've got some of my photos. Now I actually printed these quite small because I had a different project in mind. And yeah, so far I haven't got round to doing it yet. So that's why these are so tiny. Hopefully eventually I will get round to actually doing the project that I'd kind of got planned for these, but it may not be for some time yet. I mean, you know, not that I'm complaining. It's just, there's just, you know, never enough time, is there, to get all of our lovely crafting projects done. I know that, you know, always feel like saying this in comments. There's just so many lovely things to try. There's just not time to try them all. You know, you can't try them all fast enough, can you? Which, you know, that's a shame. I always think I'd love to be able to just sleep, you know, a couple of hours less and be able to just have time to do more things. I know this sounds really, really weird. I'm almost preferring it like that, sort of on top of the lace. I know that's strange, and yeah, I've never really done that before, but there's something kind of quite nice about that. What do you think? Let me again just have a look and see it under there. I mean, obviously I was thinking under there, and then you would lift the lace up and then you could see. But, you know, I don't know. Let me try it again. Like that. Oh, maybe that is too strange. I don't know. Yeah, perhaps it's a little bit too strange for words. I don't know. Just before I kind of glue all these things down, I'm just going to just check whether we would prefer it just, you know, with just a gathered banner. Oh, you see, now I like it all. I like it all. Like it with the gathered banner. I like it with the kind of like almost a fabric tip-in across there. Oh, it's just too hard to decide. Everything just looks really nice. Let's just try it like that. Oops. I mean, that is really nice, isn't it? Do you know what? I'm going to just glue all that into place. So, right, this is going to be super tricky, I think. I'm going to hot glue, because then I'm not going to have to hold on to this endlessly. So, bit there, and then we're going to do a little bit here, and then we're going to do this bit here, kind of folded in on itself like that, and then we want to just bring this piece in here. Oh my gosh, yeah, definitely glad I used the hot glue, because oh my goodness, look, oh my gosh. Okay, oh, now it's stuck to me. Oh. Yeah, glad I used the hot glue, because I think I never would have been able to do that with, you know, regular glue at all. And I'm thinking having her here. Now, I'm wondering whether I should just emboss glaze her. Yeah, I might do that. So let's just get the embossing glaze out and do that, because that will give her a sort of more dramatic look. And again, I'm going to use, oh, not the gold, not the gold. I'm going to use the antique linen. Yeah, I'm going to use the antique linen. I have bought the vintage photo and I've only used it once so far. So far, I'm kind of preferring the antique linen, weirdly enough. I'm just finding the vintage photos a little bit too dark, and it's just made things very, very, very dark. So at the moment, I'm just kind of leaning towards the antique linen instead. But, it may be that I've just not used the vintage photo enough to actually, make a really good decision. Okay. I just then, oops. Right, so I'm just going to nip off and, well, nip off, I mean, it's literally behind me. I'm not nipping anywhere, but just going to emboss her, heat emboss her. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, so I'm back. So that's her now. She just got a bit more, life about her now, I suppose. So she's going to just stand out on the page a little bit more by being glossy rather than sort of a flat surface. So let's just bring her back, and I'm just going to sort of put her there. Right, so if we're going to have it like that, now I'm still wondering about this, because of course we were going to have that fabric tipping, which now is very, lace upon lace over here. I'm just going to check that we couldn't have it like that, like everything on top of the lace. Right, I'm going to glue her down in the first instance. So let's just pop her down. I'm just going to hot glue her because then she's going to just grip on through all of that lace. Okay. Oops. You just have to be a bit careful when you've done the embossing powder, because of course, once that hot glue goes on, that's effectively re-melting the embossing powder. So you just have to be a bit careful not to kind of press it too hard when it's absolutely at its hottest. Like when you've just that second glued it. Now it's fine because it's cooled down. But when it first goes on, you can probably see I've just got a couple of kind of fingerprints in there now, because I touched it obviously while it had effectively re-melted the embossing powder. So yeah, you just have to be a little bit careful there. Right. Yeah, I definitely want something across here because it's, for me, looking a little bit plain. So it's just a case, do we want it over or under? Maybe over, but then is that just pointless then, having it? Well, does it matter? I mean, we're really just looking to do something super pretty, aren't we? That's the goal here, is to just have it looking gorgeous on the page. So yeah, that's kind of what we're going for, isn't it? Just having something beautiful, something pretty. The only thing is, obviously, if we have it this way, we could maybe get like a little ticket or something there to have as well. No, I think that looks really peculiar, actually. Right, okay, made my decision now. So let's glue this lace down. Again, just using that hot glue in the first instance to get that glued down on there. And I might just then just kind of touch it up along the more holy part, just with some of the Fabri-Tac there. Like that. Okay. Let's just mind out for that hole. Yep. And then we're going to pop this down now. Could even have that under that lace, actually. Might be better. Yeah, I prefer it like that. So again, I'm just going to glue this down. I'm going to have it as a pocket to the side. Okay. You can probably all see what's happened to my lovely Sugar Bell icing bottle is, I think it's split against my hot glue gun. So it now is seeping out a little bit on the bottom. It's still usable, but it's such a shame because honestly those Sugar Bell bottles, you know, I was lucky enough to be gifted those in Happy Mail. Oh my gosh, they are just like a dream to use, because the Fabri-Tac I was finding very, very, very hard to squeeze out, and yeah, it began kind of hurting my thumbs a little bit and my wrists a bit. So yeah, I can really recommend these. They're amazingly brilliant. So yeah, just need to be a bit more careful where I'm putting it, whether it's, you know, next to my hot glue or not. Okay. So let's just pop this down here. Like that. Okay. And then we're going to go for this just here on top of the lace. I mean, we could have it, I guess, further down. Hadn't really thought about that, but we could have it more, you know, lower down. That looks quite pretty as well. You know, I don't think it looks strange being low down. I thought it was going to, but it looks kind of quite nice, actually. In some ways, I actually think it looks better low down, because it was a little bit kind of yeah, I think I maybe prefer it low down. So I'm just going to trim up the top a little bit, and I might just trim off a little bit of this lace, not too much because I don't want it to be sparse. As if it's going to be sparse. As if it's going to be sparse, let's face it. It's smothered in lace. There's no danger of it being sparse with lace, is there? Yeah, like that, I think. And then you can still lift the tipping up, which is, you know, lovely then, isn't it? So again, let's just glue this down. Yeah, I was very lucky to be gifted those. So I'm going to have a look and try and get some more, because they are absolutely brilliant. And I know that I've seen, you know, lots of people using them. So obviously word is spreading about how brilliant that they are. I think it was Tracy Fox who originally found them and mentioned them to everybody. So yeah, definitely worth getting, especially if you're finding, like I was, that the Fabri-Tac's a little bit, you know, tough to squeeze, to say the least, because after a while it does begin to actually quite hurt your thumbs and your wrists. Well, I found it did anyway. Just wondering whether I could just stick this banner down and then I could have a little tuck here. So I might just go under there with the bottom one. And then hopefully we've got then a little tuck here with that one. Okay, so super gorgeous page. Love how that looks. You know, not at all how I kind of planned it, but really pretty. I'm just going to move her down slightly because otherwise she's got that neck curtain. It's not a neck curtain, but it reminds me of a neck curtain. Just hanging completely over her face. So that's better, isn't it? Then just slightly above her face. So yeah, looks a little bit better. Just get rid of any glue there. That's kind of seeping out now. There we go. Oh, what a gorgeous page. And, you know, quite simple, really. Not many elements to it, but so pretty. And that's the other side. The other thing that obviously I just need to do is just pop my hole reinforcers down, and that will just, you know, finish that page off. Okay. So one like that. Okay, there we go. Just just going to ink those a little bit. As I say, always, you know, they are inked up already, but just to kind of make them stand out a little bit more. Isn't that just so pretty? Oh, I love how that looks. Right, okay, so that's another one done. So what ones have we got left to do? We've got our envelope that we kind of started. Well, we didn't really start it. We just literally, you know, formed the envelope shape, I guess. So I just want to kind of decorate up the envelope. So again, you know, could really just collage this up, or we could just leave it. I mean, unfortunately, I hadn't coffee dyed it because, of course, that would look really, really good. But I didn't coffee dye it, unfortunately. So a little bit late with thinking that. So I'm just going to ink around it first with the vintage photo. Like that. Oops. Okay. And again on the other side for a bit of continuity. Like that. And then obviously across the flap, I just want to get across the flap like that. Just need to grab some book paging whilst I do there. Otherwise I'd just end up with the envelope flap being inked around on the page, so that would look strange. Let me open that up. Obviously ink a little bit on the sheet music in there. Okay, come down here. I mean, here I've got that sticky, it's not sticky to be honest, but what would have been the sticky gum kind of lip bit from the envelope. So I will try and cover that up because, you know, of course that doesn't really look very nice. But let's get decorating this. So I have bought recently, well, I have two things actually. I've got some new stamps and I've also got some stencils here. Now I've only got one stencil actually other than this, which I have used in another video. So in my other stencil. So this is my other one and it's got kind of words and you know, Paris and things like that on here. So I'm going to, I think, attempt to use this stencil. So this one is a Stamperia Stencil. It's called, oh, what is it called? I don't know what this one is called. No, I don't know what this one is called, I'm afraid. I thought it would have a name on it. It's just a Stamperia. No, I can't see a name for it. I'm so sorry. Now, where did I get it? That's the question. Again, somebody had so kindly emailed me telling me about an online shop that I had never used before. So I bought a few things from there. I can't remember now what the shop's called either. I will link it all below. So if I forget, please just nudge me and I will link it all below. But they had this gorgeous stencil, which I just, oh, absolutely loved. So couldn't resist buying this. And this obviously is going to be the first time that I'm using it. Now, I'm just wondering whether I dare. Do I dare use black soot? Oh, I don't know whether I do because, my gosh, there'll be no coming back from that. If I muck it up, that will just be on there like forever, won't it? So, not great with the black soot. I've only used it so far on my Halloween journal. Do I dare? Do I? So I'll show you the other thing that I have bought. I've bought these gorgeous Bow Bunny Flourish stamps. So these, I mean, you know me, I can't resist a flourish and I can't resist anything Paris-y. So these are obviously Paris kind of labels. These I think I got from the same website. I think I bought these at the same time. So I'm thinking kind of decorate my envelope up with the flourishes and with the stencils. Now, do I go for black for my adverts or my labels and then duck egg blue, you know, my speckled egg for the flourish? or do I go for blue for the thingamajigglies and black for the stamps? Oh, it's a bit of a tough one, isn't it? Can't decide. Right, I must stop mucking about and I must just decide. Right, let's see how they look first with the speckled egg. So I'm going to just do it onto the book page. Which one should we go for? Should we just go for this one in the middle? Just to see how it looks in the blue. Because, you know, it might not really show up very much, in which case, you know, that would be pointless. Oh, it does look quite nice. And that's even on the book page. So, right, let's go for that. Okay, let's have it over to the side here. Now, do I trust myself to keep it in the right place? Or should I take this down? I'm feeling nervous. Because, you know, this is not something I do all the time, using these stencils and things. Oh, now I can't find my washi tape. Oh well, I'm just going to have to just go for it like it is. I guess I could paperclip it on. I don't think that's really going to kind of hold it very securely, but sorry if my head just nudged the camera. Let's go for it. So I'm going to just try and paperclip it on. Hopefully that's going to be, you know, a little bit better than it just being completely, you know, just there at its leisure. Okay. Right. Oh, I'm feeling nervous. Okay. Right, let's have a go. I might start this side. As I say, I mean, I'm not very good with things like this. They're very precision based and, you know, require some element of being quite neat, which, as you know, that's not me. So I'm quite likely to muck this up completely, but we'll see. I mean, as long as it resembles it a little bit, that's probably good enough. Okay, and go in there as well. I hope it's going to show nicely on the page. I hope it's not a wrong decision using the blue instead of the black. Okay, let's have a peer. There we go. Right. Hey, that's how that looks. I mean, that's super pretty, isn't it? Yeah, it is very pretty. So I've got that. Now we could even have some more stuff, I guess, with this stencil. What do we think? Do you know, I might just have this here. Now, shall we go for this one in black or in blue? Oh, it's a very tough one, to be honest. I'm going to go for it in black. My gosh, this is like super daring, especially because it's direct onto that envelope. There's going to be no returning from this if I muck this up. If I muck it up, it's just literally like tough luck. It's just going to be there. Right, I'm just looking for my stamp with the black soot. Not my stamp, my inker with the black soot. Oh, right. Okay, fingers crossed for this. Oh, did you see what I nearly did? Nearly dipped the black soot into the speckled egg. Do not want to do that, did I? No, didn't want to do that at all. Right. Okay, let's go for this. Yeah, this black soot is kind of what I would call very unforgiving. So let's just, oh, hope for the best, hope for the best. Okay, a little bit there. Oh, I can see I'm going over the edge horribly, but never mind. Okay, so that's quite nice, isn't it? Right, I'll just wipe my stencil off, especially from this one because it's that black soot. Otherwise, next time I use it, I'll have like black soot all over my next project. So let's just put that out of the way. Okay, let's open these now. Yeah, I mean, I just can't resist a Flourish stamp, as you know. So let's just have a look. do we want, I'm thinking small one there, and then maybe a big flourish coming around there. And again, are we best off with these in black, in brown, or in blue? I just don't know. Right, let me try and dig out my stamp block. Right, it's a little bit small, I think, for this stamp, but it will do. Okay, so we're going to go down there. Oh, I don't know. Oh. I'm kind of thinking, and this is weird, I wasn't thinking this in the first place, but I'm kind of thinking maybe timber brown, because I think the black might be a little bit too much and the blue might just not be enough. So let's just try this. Oh, look at that. What a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous stamp. Love it. Absolutely love it. Right. Let's ink that up again. And we're going to come down here. Like that. Okay. Oh, isn't that just the most gorgeous stamp? Honestly, I don't know what it is with flourishes. I literally just can't resist them. I really, really, really love them. Yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason they just really, you know, my kind of thing. Right, now I was going to have that small, you know, corner stamp in there. Oh, actually, I am going to have that. Yeah, I am going to have that. So let me find another stamp block in my little drawer, because I'm going to probably use that large flourish again. So let's just take this one down here. And again, just going to do that in the brown. Okay. Obviously, this is going to go over the E of that postal, but I don't mind that. Okay. That looks nice, doesn't it? Yeah. I like how that looks. Now, I'm wondering whether we would like to now have a pocket on here. So let me just see what paper and things I've got that might just tie in nicely. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Let me just see how that goes with the other pages, because this is like something else again, you know, another blue. Well, I think it's okay, actually. So, yeah. Just going to fold that over so I know roughly the width that needs to be. Okay. Yeah, and we'll just cut it roughly about there. So, okay. Isn't that just gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just going to trim this down. Like that. Okay, I need to bring it in a little bit more. Okay. Because it doesn't matter if it's a bit smaller, but obviously it does matter if it's a little bit on the big side. So better to be too small than, you know, not big enough. Oh, sorry, too small than too big. Okay, so that looks really pretty, doesn't it? So I'm going to just ink around this piece of paper. This up with the vintage photo. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to stick that down on there. And then now, do I want anything else stamped on here? I'm thinking, because there's a little frame here, if you can see that. I could stamp that frame on something and we could have the frame on here, I think would be quite nice. Or we could have another label. Or is that like label overload? It might be, mightn't it? Yeah, might do a label on the other side. Don't want to make it too lumpy before we go over to the other side, because otherwise I might not be able to actually you know, decorate this side, if you see what I mean. So I might just stick this pocket on and then turn it over and do the other side before we come back and do the rest. Because otherwise I can picture it just getting a bit too lumpy, and then it's going to make it very difficult to decorate. Okay. Okie dokie. Oh, aren't they just the most lovely stencils and stamps? I know I've said this before, but I mean, sometimes, you know, I buy things and then I'm not so pleased with them. And, you know, I think, oh, I'm not really going to use that. Oh, these are gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. So, yeah, I'm really pleased with them so far. Right, so that's that side. I'm going to quickly decorate this side before we, you know, make the other side too bulky, like I say. So I might just do another stencil. The holes are going to be in this side, I think. So should we have it? Yeah, let's do one here, I think. So shall we do it? Should we do it in the black, or shall we do it in brown, or shall we do it in the blue? I mean, it was beautiful in the blue, wasn't it? Thinking maybe do this one in the brown. Yeah, maybe do this one in the brown. So, because we don't want it just looking the same on both sides, do we? So, oh, fingers crossed that this is going to be okay. Right. So again, I'm just going to start this side and sort of work my way across. Like that. Okay. Okay, and round up here. Yeah, these stencils, I mean, they're really lovely. You can get some really nice designs, actually. I mean, as I say, I don't really kind of use this type of stuff too much. I, funnily enough, saw a video from Yvonne Preston recently, and she said about she doesn't really get all her, you know, art, you know, artists type stuff out very often. I'm a bit in her camp, to be honest, as well. Mainly my area is kind of cutting and sticking, not necessarily kind of painting and inking and, you know, splodging stuff and things like that. But, you know, it is fun to do every now and then. So it's nice to have a few things, isn't it? And, you know, do a few things like that. So, again, just cleaning up my stencil. But this is probably, you know, about as adventurous as I do get, to be honest. You know, which, of course, is not particularly adventurous. But, you know, I mean, that's fine. Each to their own, isn't it? So I'm going to have another big swirl going on here. Maybe down the side. Like that. And then maybe here I might just have a bit of sort of partial swirl going on. Like coming in here. Yeah, looks nice. And maybe just another partial swirl there. Okay. Feel like I need some blue now, so I'm wondering whether I could just do anything with some blue. So let's just have a look. I mean, I guess I could if I was super careful. Ooh, am I careful enough? That's the question. I was going to say whether I could just do this D Florence up there in blue. This is like probably not very likely that I'm going to be able to be accurate enough to do that. But I mean, it probably won't look too bad if I've got a little bit of something else going on there as well. So let's give it a try. Again, I mean, I could cover it, I guess, with washi tape if I could find my washi tape. But hey, let's just go for this. So Just felt like it needed something blue there. Okay, that looks fine, doesn't it? I have got a little bit over the edge, but you know, you can't really tell, to be honest. It doesn't really notice kind of too much, so it's fine. Right, pop that out the way, put the lid on before I do anything else with that. Put that in the bin. Okay, right. So I can go back over to this side now quickly, and yeah, I'm going to stamp here this frame, I think. Now, what should I stamp it on? I mean, we could stamp it on here, but obviously it's the same. But I guess what we could do is break it up with something like some book page or something. So let's do that. Okay. Right. Pop it on there. Now, I hope this is going to come out strong enough on this paper. I mean, they seem pretty good stamps, but obviously this is the first time I've stamped it, so I hope it's going to come out, you know, strong enough. So let's just, well, we'll do it here. Oh, isn't that lovely? Yeah, I love a frame. I don't know why. Love a frame, love a flourish, love all those kinds of things. Yeah, I'm very drawn to the kind of, you know, Louis 14th, is it? Louis 14th? I'm not sure. Style, or Louis 16th it might be actually. Furniture and that kind of Baroque type thing, like damask type of patterns and the satins and velvets and, you know, all of that lovely stuff. So yeah, I'm always very drawn to those kinds of things. So, you know, for me, they go hand in hand with like frames and all those kinds of things. What have I done with my vintage photo? Can anyone see it? What have I done with my vintage photo? That's, oh look, it's right here, right in front of me. So I'm just going to ink this, you know, kind of strongly around the edge, so it's got something to make it stand out a little bit. Okay, and then I might layer that on some book page. So again, just seeing what book page I've got that's quite a nice colour. So I could do it on that one. It's going to have to be sideways on to actually fit on there, which maybe that's not quite the best, is it? If it's got to be sideways on, that's probably not really going to look great. I don't mind it actually. I have done that sometimes before, but yeah, probably it could look better, let's just say, if it wasn't sideways on. Let's have a look. I've got my stamp, book of stamps pages. Well, unless I just have a little bit of that in the background. No, not there, not there. No. But I do love these stamps, having said that, so I may like to have them somewhere. Just tear those down. If we could get away with having those somewhere on here, because they do look really nice, don't they? Right, let me pull in my other book page. Yeah, might have to use this. Okay. Yeah, Louis 16th, I think. I don't know why I said Louis 14th, but... Don't know where that came from, but I've just got my numbers mixed up, I think. Okay, so we're just going to tear that around. Don't want it too much book page showing, so I just want to go quite close to like the original frame. Needs to come down a bit here because it's quite big. Yeah, that looks a bit better, doesn't it? So do I want to ink that in vintage photo, or do I want to now ink the book page in blue? I know that sounds strange, but for some reason I'm kind of thinking the blue might look quite good. Yeah, quite like it like that. I'm going to just ink up these little stamps because they're so nice, aren't they? Again, it's because they're in black. I just really, really love them. Well, we could have them down there. Oh, maybe on there. Yeah. Yep, maybe on there. So I'm just going to glue this down. Now, again, we could have this as another pocket, really, except we've got that book page, which is quite flimsy. So I might just stick that down flat because I think otherwise it's going to be quite a flimsy, you know, flimsy pocket. So no one wants a flimsy pocket, do they? Oh, I love this colour, this duck egg blue type colour. You know, this colour of the, it is called speckled egg, this Distress Oxide. But for some reason, I always go to call it duck egg blue because to me, it just, that's what it is, it's duck egg blue. It's such a pretty colour. Okay, I'm going to just pop those stamps on there. Like that. Now, where would we like some lace on here? Of course we're going to have some, not going to have some. I mean, it just straight away, the lace just looks lovely, doesn't it? You know, as soon as you put it there, you think, oh, gorgeous. Wasn't it looking boring without lace, you know? That's what I feel anyway. Don't know about you, but I always, as soon as the lace goes on, I think, oh, that's so much nicer with the lace. It just looks somehow unfinished without. Now I might just have the lace partially across so that we can really see and appreciate those postage stamp bits. Okey-dokey. Put that down there. Feel like I'd like something else up here. I'm not quite sure what is the right thing. Obviously I have got my photos. I don't know as a photo is quite right, but got one of my inked inchies actually here, which all I've done is stitch this onto some brown paper bag, but how awesome does it look? So I think that's the thing it needs. I'm going to do some more of those actually because they're just a brilliant thing to just have on hand to, you know, to use. Yeah, I'm just going to stick that down there, I think. Use the Fabri-Tac just because it's got that little bit of cotton on there. As you can see, a ball in sewing going on again. I might have actually done this before I'd learned how to thread my machine. It's definitely, you know, I've been having this floating around on my desk for a long time, so it could be one of those older pieces, I'm not sure. It's been a while since I did it, that's for sure. yeah, I like how that looks. I've just got this little piece of lace here, which, you know, I wasn't planning on using, but it's just floating about on my desk, so it would be quite good to use it up, wouldn't it? So I'm thinking I could have that there, maybe with just some Diamante or something on it. Let me just grab some of my favourite, my black Diamante. I haven't used hardly any Diamante in this journal at all. It's like the most unblingy journal that I've made. I don't know whether it's really needed it. It looks really pretty just as it is. Yeah, love how that looks. Right, so I'm just going to literally hot glue this down straight onto that lace in the hopes that obviously the hot glue would just sink through and therefore stick the lace down. Looks like that. Okay, how gorgeous does that look? I just love how that looks. I mean, it maybe, oops, maybe needs something up the top, something more. Do you think? Do you think it might need a bit of, oh, you know, dare I say lace? Yeah, probably doesn't need lace. Oh, although now I've put that there, I can't help but think the lace does look, does look good. You see, you move it away and I just think, oh, that looks boring, doesn't it? You put it back and it's like, yep, looks better with lace. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I shouldn't really ever try the lace because literally 9 times out of 10, I do always think the lace looks good. Okay. And I had a comment recently where somebody said that they cringe every time I say, you know, or every time I add lace, you know, why does everything need lace? Because it makes them cringe. And it makes you a little bit then fearful of using it. And I mean, of course, each to their own. And of course, you know, we all have our own tastes, don't we? So, you know, it's fine. I wasn't offended or anything like that. But I mean, I did think, oh my gosh, she must not really like anything at all that I make then, because of course I'm adding it to every single thing and tons of it. And I seem to be adding more and more lately, but yeah, it just makes you a little bit self-conscious then, because when you then start adding lace, you think, oh no, you know, is everyone kind of feeling like cringing when I'm saying, oh, let's have a bit more lace? I hope you're not. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that's just my thing, is adding the lace. I just love it. And yeah, can't kind of seem to stop myself, to be perfectly honest. So I hope not everybody feels that way. It hadn't really occurred to me that people didn't like it, because I just love it so much. So on this side, I'm thinking let's just maybe have a more decorative side. Do we want a more decorative side? I was thinking that, and now I don't know. Let me tidy my stamps up a little bit as I go, because of course I'm going to get into a bit of a mess if I don't. Okay, get these out the way. Just seeing what else I've got laying about here that, you know, might lend itself to this. I mean, I have got a pocket here. I'm going to cover up that whole advert, so I don't necessarily want to do that. Got a cluster. Oh, she's quite nice on there, isn't she? Might have to have this just more like a decorative piece, because that looks quite nice actually. Again, I've got some of this banner. Let's just tear a bit of this down. Just going to ink this up and see how this looks. It might just look rubbish, but it might look okay. It does look quite pretty. I need to make it smaller here because I don't like that straight edge hanging out, you know, behind the behind here, so I prefer it like this, where you can't then see any straight edges whatsoever. I mean, she's quite nice like that, isn't she? I mean, we could have, I guess, like a pocket on here like this, one of these types of pockets, and pop her down on there. And that's quite nice, isn't it? My holes will be here, won't they? Yeah. Just needed to keep track of where my holes will be in case I forget. Right, I'm just bringing in the lace, of course. Yeah, wasn't going to not bring it in. Okay, I'm going to just cut that header down again. Okay. I mean, that looks quite pretty-ish. Pretty-ish, yeah. Have a look here. Now, also this flap, I'm wondering whether I should have one of those like policy envelope closure things. And I could have, therefore, the string coming out from the pocket. Is that going to work? Maybe not. Right, let's have a think. Might have some lace on the flap. That looks very pretty, doesn't it? See, now I've just gone lace crazy, so I obviously haven't been deterred or shamed that much into, into not using it to make people cringe. All right, that looks very, very pretty, doesn't it? Yeah, I like that. I might do one of these little corners just down here. Maybe not. Maybe I will do another flourish. Let's do another flourish. So again, I used the timber brown, didn't I? The timber brown stays on for that. So where did I put that? Surely I wasn't tidy enough and put it out the way. Oh, no, it's under there. I didn't think I had, but yeah. Okay. So just a bit of a flourish there in that corner. Okay, right. Now I'm going to put that out the way. Put that out the way. Right. Put this out the way. Let's clear the decks a little bit. Okay, right. So we're going to put lace here. Now we could have it very long, or we could have it more sort of in line with the flap. I mean, probably the obvious thing is in line with the flap. Yeah, let's just put it in line with the flap. We don't want to be hanging all over everywhere, do we? Okay. Okay. Just kind of dotting this around because, I mean, this lace is very holey, as you can see. So I don't want the glue like massively showing through here. Okay. I mean, it is going to show through, obviously, because, you know, like I say, it's very holey lace. But, you know, if I had just a solid line, it's going to be worse. So I'll just kind of dot it around. Okay. Let's just trim that off. And then just trim it across here. Like that. And I don't mind if my lace is, you know, overhanging at the top. That's fine. I think that's quite pretty. You know, here you can kind of see it. I don't mind that. I think it's quite pretty to have that sort of appearance. Okay, let's turn her over. So the pocket would be here. So let me just ink up this pocket now. Okay. So, and we were going to have a bit of lace here, weren't we? And then pocket there with our clustery lady. Just kind of clustered onto the pocket like that. or here, or here, or here. I think there. Yeah. Yeah, there. So again, I'm just going to kind of, you know, fabric tack some of this lace down. Just checking which way up it should go. It's hard to say. Hard to say sometimes. Okay, and just have that down a bit lopsided because I quite like it with the lopsided look. You know, you don't necessarily want it looking like it's been put there with a ruler. Well, I don't think you do. Now, do I want one of those policy closure things? So if I just have a look. So it would be on here on the flap. And then, I mean, I could have some string tucked under here, coming from there. I could have it kind of coming up from the pocket like that. I mean, I could have it kind of just closed like that, but then it's in the, you know, on that advert. I mean, I guess I could just have it like that, so it's nice and close. Just check. I've got these in like the coffee dyed, you see, as well. So I just wondered whether the coffee dyed type appearance would look better, actually. I mean, it's really not making a great deal of difference, but yeah. I always go for that lovely buff colour because I really do love it, you know, the craft coloured. But maybe that would look better. And I prefer that without the doily, I've decided, I think. Yeah, the doily was just kind of a little step too far, I think. So let's just go for this. Oh my goodness me. What is going on with my glue? There we go. Pop that down there and then just have our cluster here to the side. I don't know why I'm interspersing the glue, really. It's just that this was the one that just happened to be there right by my hand, so no reason why I've done that. Okay. Yep. Okay, so I like how that looks. And then this one, not very dark compared to that other one. So I'm going to just ink this up to make it obviously darker. So it looks a bit better. And then, of course, I'm just going to have one, you know, these will be stacked. So it's glued down, you know, on there, if that makes sense. So just going to bring in some twine. So I've got that lovely baker's twine that I was gifted, and I've got the blue one, which I've used somewhere else in this journal already, I think. So I think that would look really pretty. And then I'm just going to grab a couple of brads. Just grab a couple of bigger ones. Okay. Oh, this envelope is so yummy. I love those adverts so much. They're just gorgeous, aren't they? Absolutely love them. Honestly, I just... Oh. There's some things that are like classic in life that, you know, I could see all the time, if you see what I mean. And things like the French adverts, I could just look at them all day long and still never get sick of them. I really, really, really love them. Okay. Oops. Oh, come on. Okay. Squash that down. Okay. that will be that one there, and then obviously this one, well, this one I would just go through the whole thing, if you see what I mean. So yeah, we'll just put that down here like that. Okay, oops. And I'm just going to ink this up a little bit so as it's looking more vintage. Oops, not with the black soot. Let me put that one away before I pick that up and do some damage with the black soot. Honestly, that black soot, it's, yeah, definitely takes a little bit of getting used to, I think, because it's, you know, once it's been used, yeah, there's no coming back from that, really. Okay, right. Move this again out the way. And then I'm going to glue this down. Yeah, I mean, it will have to go, obviously, over that advert a bit, but, you know, not too much, hopefully, so. That's it. I don't mind it being over it a little bit. It's not kind of covering it completely, so that's fine. Okay. And there's something really just satisfying about these policy envelope closures. I don't know about you guys, but it makes me feel like I am genuinely in somewhere years ago. I don't think you really have policy envelope closures on things nowadays, really, do we? So yeah, it makes me feel like I'm opening something really old and vintage. Right, tie that. And this one. Oh my goodness, come on. Thread that through. Okay, I'm just going to trim that down. Right, so that obviously will just go around here. And then, then back around there. Okay, so super cute, and just trim it down there. Gorgeous. And then this pocket on there. I mean, weirdly, we prefer it without the pocket now. Well, that's not something I expected to find. You know, when I moved that out the way, I didn't really expect to kind of think it looked nicer without this lady. I don't know why that would be. I don't know whether I maybe prefer it with the colourless kind of look, which, let me see whether I've got anything colourless-y that I can just add here instead. So I've got these lovely adverts that are, you know, from a vintage book. It's not the right shape or theme. So not that. Okay, I'm just having a hunt around my desk to see if I've got anything that might just be suitable. Got these lovely vintage image here. I mean, we could use those. They're not going to have a function, you know, whereas obviously the pocket would. Does that matter? I mean, obviously we're going to have lots of places for stuff in the journal, so does it really matter if we've got something without a function on here? Doesn't probably, does it? But I do feel like, you know, they're not really big enough, are they? There needs to be something else with them. So let's just have a look for a minute. Got obviously just some sheet music we could have kind of coming out the side. That was unexpected, you see. It's just caught me unawares because I didn't expect to move that pocket and then, you know, then think, oh, it looked better without the pocket. So now I'm slightly stumped. The other problem is obviously this is quite thin paper because this was a vintage sort of publication. It's not very thick. I mean, as you can see, it's torn already. So having this stuck down on there on its own, I feel like it's going to be slightly vulnerable to getting damaged. I mean, I could stick it onto some like book page or something, but then I don't know. I wonder if I've got anything else that I could use. Let's just have a look. Oh, I have got another book beside me that might just have a perfect image. So I picked up this book a while ago, quite a while ago, from a car boot sale, and it's called A Century of Punch. And not all the images like this, obviously not, but it does have a lot of absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous images in here. So it might just happen to have something that would be just ideal. So let's just have a look at this one. I haven't used this book yet, so this is my first torn page out of it. Okay. I'm just wondering whether she might just be ideal on here. So I don't know whether I'd be able to fit them both in, but it's not too bad, is it? So let me just ink her up and see how she's going to, or how they're going to look. Might just tear them down slightly. Have to be careful, I don't want to tear her head off. Then we'd have the headless lady, which of course that would not be a very good look, would it? Okay. That's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah, I have to say I do quite like that. So I'm just going to double check. So yeah, better than these. So I just put those down out of the way. And is it better than the pocket? I mean, obviously the pocket's nice because it does tie in nicely with this side. But, you know, equally this is nice having just a decorative page, isn't it? Oh, I'm going to just go for this one. Yep. Let's just go for this before I can change my mind again. So Fabri-tacking this one down because of course it's going to be sticking onto the lace here. Okie dokie. There we go. It's a lovely image, isn't it? Well, I mean, I don't know whether they've had a row because that man's like sat facing away from her. Yeah, so I'm saying it's a lovely image. It maybe isn't such a lovely image, but it looks lovely. To me, it looks lovely. To the untrained eye, it looks like it's lovely. Yeah, so I like that, I think, with the colourless piece there. I mean, we could just have like a... No, not that one. I wonder if I've got any more of my street signs, but the sort of whiter ones. I don't think I have. I need to print some more. Yeah, I've got another black one there. Yeah, I don't think I have. I will need to print some more. I've got a little blue crown. No, that's just getting weird, isn't it? Got a number 3. No, too big. Too big. Got some other numbers here. Some of the smaller ones. Well, I say smaller ones. Actually, everyone I've picked up so far has been humongous. Oh, then I had one and then dropped it. Let's just ink this up and just see. Oh, I have no idea how long I've been filming for, so I apologise if this is now like a really long video. I feel like it could be quite a long video, so I do apologise. Okay, I'm just going to have it there. I mean, again, not really need to use the vintage Fabri-Tac, but it was just the one I grabbed. There we go. Yay. Okay, so love that envelope now. So, yep, I hope that you guys have picked up something from this video. So we obviously completed the 2 pages like that, and obviously the envelope one as well. So, yep, the journal's really coming along, and yeah, hope that you like it. And thank you so much for watching. Hopefully see you guys soon. Thanks then. Bye.